Is this the microphone button? Is this how I go live? Welcome, everyone. 1 second. Gotta change this real quick. Sorry about the... One day they'll make it so it doesn't cut the music when we tab out, but that day is not today. So welcome, everyone, to Friday Night Frontline. Oh, boy, man. What do we got planned tonight? We got a whole bunch of... So we're gonna... Well, first I have a very disappointed announcement. I'm disappointed in myself, most of all. But in 2 weeks, so July 25th, we will not have a stream. I am super sad about that. Unfortunately, so I knew about this for a while. I'm going on vacation, right? And it only occurred to me like earlier today that if I leave Friday morning, the 25th, that would imply that I'm not at my computer and I can't stream on Friday the 25th. I know, kind of crazy. But yeah, only did that recently register in my brain. So unfortunately, we're not gonna have a stream in 2 weeks from now. I will try. Does it count if we do a Thursday night stream? Does that like make up for it? I mean, it's not. I'm disappointed because we're on like 7 months of an unbroken record, and I don't know what to do about that. But you know, real life, I can't change the time of my airplane flight, unfortunately. So that's just, you know, that's just how it's gonna be. I hope the stream didn't die. It looks like the stream might have died. I am checking up. I think we're good. That was weird. YouTube just like bricked all my browsers, and I see chat though. I see Paul. I see Wooly. I see Radical Ink. I see all the cool kids are here. So yeah, and it looks like now the chat is catching up. It's like, so yeah, we're not gonna have a stream on Friday the 25th, but I think I might make it up to you guys with a midnight stream on Thursday the 24th. Does that count if we kind of like roll over into Friday? I mean, that's like kind of like a Friday stream. Okay, cool. Like it seems only my stream got bricked. You all were fine the whole time. It was just I was just testing you. So yeah, I'm gonna be gone for the weekend. It'll be a lot of fun. I'll be in Las Vegas, so if I don't have fun, that's a me problem. Oh my gosh, I cut the music again. All right, so that unfortunate announcement's out of the way. Tonight we're going to, I think we're gonna do one run of Gunsmoke, and we're gonna do sweat mode. I've been practicing. I've been training for this moment. I've been practicing all week, just kind of experimenting with different team setups and stuff, and I am close to killing the boss, but I can't quite do it. I think my best attempt has been to 15%. So we're gonna see if we can top that just a teeny bit. I don't think there's much more min-maxing I can do with my account, unless I just spend money. That could also fix it. If I got a segment 6 anything, to be honest, that would fix the problem. But we're not gonna sweat that hard. We're only gonna like moderately sweat. After that, you know, we also have a little bit of gambling to do. We're just gonna do some standard today. So this is the weird one, right? So Faye has pretty good. Maybe one of you guys in the chat can help me out here, actually. Do you guys know if Faye is like one of the options of a failed... Oh yeah, there she is right there. I guess you can get her on the, like, if you lose the 50-50, right? On a normal limited. So she is there. So I guess I can get her in other ways. So I was looking over her segments and stuff. Her segments are actually pretty strong and solid. It's just that I'm not really crazy about the physical team right now. The physical team being Yuhi, Faye, Ulrid, and Diane. I'm not super hyped on that. And I'm actually having way too much fun with Tololol, with all the cracked out extra turns she gets from Springfield. I didn't think it would be as much fun as it is, right? I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. She's just gonna click the button a couple more times, no big deal. But the fact that you get 3 turns in every 1 round is like, I don't know, it's just triggering the neurons just the right way. So I actually kind of want her segments 3 and segment 4. Her segment 3 doesn't change a whole lot. It kind of just changes. You can modify her rotation a teeny tiny bit with it. But segment 4, look at all these cool buffs, dude. You get 20% targeted damage. You get crit rate, which is less important, but you get 20% damage essentially because it's all water. And ignores 30% defense. Oh, it's so good. And then the Segment 5 is also a pretty big boost because, once again, you'll overcap on crit unless you, like, min-max your attachment stats, but the crit damage, oof. Oof. So good. So good. Yeah, and that's the problem I'm at, Wooly, is, like, I don't really kind of want to rely on getting extra segments from Faye from the, like, just losing this banner. Kind of want to, like, target the correct character, but like I said, I really kind of want segment 4 on Tololo. I think we're going to do this, and I will regret these decisions later. But the way I look at it right now is I think Tololo has solidified herself as I'm going to use this character for a long time. And Faye is still kind of like in the, well, maybe category. So we're going to throw, wow, we got 58. This might even be a character. So we're gonna throw some of these and just get the gambling itch out of the way to start tonight's stream off. And then then we'll do Gunsmoke and I don't know, whatever you guys want to do. So we'll just gamble, just a little bit of gambling. Oh, I feel that, Radicling. Radicling says all my standard duplicates have gone to Vepli and Sabrina. My first two, when I started the game, my first two dupes were into Vepli, and it was a not feels good moment because, like, it's extra rough at the very beginning, right? Because, well, you don't have any characters, right? So, like, every character is important. Right now, if I lose one to it, it's like, not the end of the world, because it's like I got a big roster, lots of stuff, but also I'm tempted. Oops, bumping the microphone here. Somebody was asking me, I remember in the last stream, somebody was asking me about Hong Kong Star Rail, and if I'm grabbing characters from that. I don't remember who was asking me about it, but I did remember. I remember reading the question, and then I was going to answer, and I never did. But yeah, we're going to do some gambling because they just started their collab event today in that game. So I'm going to be gambling in that too. But that's going to be done off stream. Sorry guys, this is a GFL2 stream, not a Hong Kong stream. But maybe I'm saving my luck for that, because we're not getting lucky today. So I'm just reading the chat right now. Paul's 100% in on the prioritizing Tolol over Faye. Yeah, Vepli wasn't a horrible unit to grab at the beginning. I agree with you, Paul. She actually did a little bit of work in the early game. Willie says Faye is an experimental unit, testing with a mix of ranged and melee. Yeah, I like her design, and I like the way she works. Should we do 8 individuals, or should we just save till next week? Let's do 8 individuals while I talk. Yeah, so Faye's interesting. I kind of like the idea of her staying like close to the enemies to counterattack and everything. It's just the question is, how practical is it going to be? That's my issue. And I haven't done enough like actually using her to know if it's actually practical or not. Ooh, we're inching our way closer here. Are we gonna get it, guys? I don't think so. We're not quite at even soft pity yet. Chada is like, yo, I get the shivers when I hear Sabrina. I take it you have Sabrina dupe PTSD. And yeah, Willie, I was talking about the fake collab in Hong Kong Star Rail. Yes. Oh, dude, we got the scoop. We got the scoop in chat, dude. Everyone showed up today, dude. But no freebies tonight, but that's fine. We're still kind of living off the high of last poll session. Ooh. Chada is like, I lost my 50-50 Springfield banner to Sabrina 3 times. Oh. Yikes. I'm not really sure. How can you lose it 3 times in a row? I must be misreading this. I lost my 50-50 Springfield banner 3 times in a row. Okay, I must not understand exactly what you're saying. Unless you're talking about trying to get trying to get segment 6 or something, but whatever, it's not important. Yeah, so okay, no freebies today. I'm sorry. I hope that scratched the gambling itch for some of you guys. Let's hop in. There's something else I want to talk about real quick before we started. I've been doing a ton of experimenting with, dude, Ulrid. I haven't geared her out correctly yet, but I've been just like kind of messing around and testing with her. She's actually been a lot more fun. This key, whatever her new Neural Helix key is, this one here at the end, now that it makes Blade Whirlwind hit twice, she's actually an amazing enabler for Chongju with Vector, right? Because Vector gives her just an absolute bogus amount of extra attacks, and having Ulrid like kind of just there to trigger as many follow-up attacks from her as you want is actually a lot of fun. And then, as I said, the other option is Springfield with Tololo. Also, it gets a little confusing because like you start to have weird overlaps in the team build, but Springfield, Tolol, and then the usual Fire 3, which would be Vector, Chongju, and Sharkery. That's also a surprisingly fun team. There's some weird synergies that don't work well perfectly between the units, but like it is one of the few ways you can really take advantage of the million extra attacks from Chongju. But I'm having a mind blank on the other thing I wanted to talk about, so I think we're just gonna skip ahead to the goodness. Was it recruitment? Dude, I'm losing it. Anyway, so we're kind of close to a kill. I'm not quite the sweatiest of the sweats for Gunsmoke. You see all the different teams I've been messing around with. This is the team that I've been having the most success with. Excuse Macchiato and Xiaomi, they're not actually part of this. But it's been Pritia, Michti, Springfield, and Tolol, and then I've been renting a Segment 6 Klukai. I've tried lots of different comps, but for my particular account, this one has been giving me the best results. So we're going to be trying this tonight. I don't know if I should go. I'll go over this real quick. Pritia doesn't have anything too fancy. Just the only key that's important is this one. This one here is cleansing 2 buffs from herself. This helps keep the crit damage buff rolling for the whole team. These are just damage keys. They don't do anything. Michti is pretending to be HK416, borrowing her weapon, and then just pure damage. Same thing. The only one that really matters is, well, obviously Toxic Inundation. This one, another way to cleanse buffs off the boss, which we'll be using on turns 3 and 7. Michti is responsible for removing the buff. And then Springfield is just basic Springfield. Nothing fancy. I don't have mind blank, Colfane. I don't have Colfane's key on Springfield, but it doesn't matter in this team comp. Kind of one of the other reasons I'm running her in this team comp. I don't have that's the key that when you heal a teammate, you can remove a debuff from them. But between Michti and Pritia, you actually can keep the buffs rolling the entire time, so we don't have to worry about that. So we're just gonna kind of run whatever. This is just health boost, and this is just some random keys. Nothing special there, and then nothing special on the attachments, just, you know, health and attack. And then Tolol's she's got the golden set of AR weapons, and she has this key, although she never actually uses it. This is just, I guess, there in case I mess up. Because none of the other ones are really useful. This doesn't do anything, this doesn't do anything, and this doesn't do anything. So this one's important, but once again, you're kind of just process of elimination. 3 keys are worthless and 3 are not, so that's the ones you take. And then more damage amp. That's it. So let's hop over here. We're not quite at a kill, but I think we're about, I've been scoring about 5,800 with this team. So we'll see if we can get like into the high 5,800s, maybe even 59. I don't think we're gonna get 59 unless I have just like the god mode RNG for the crits. And I'm sorry, I'm just catching up on chat here real quick. I'm not used to having so many people at one time. So Paul saying for Klukai, you can Am I borrowing the key for pure damage? So I don't really have control over what they're running on their keys. This is part of the problem. We have a segment, not, I say that and it sounds kind of rude, but the guy that's got the segment 6 Springfield in our FC, or I keep calling it FC, platoon, he's not running the Colfane key, which is one small problem, because I've been trying to use her on the fire team, which would be Vector, Changju, Sharkery, and then Tolol, and then renting this Springfield. But since he doesn't have the key that cleanses when you heal, she can't, in that team, she can't keep the crit damage buff up for the whole team, which actually is a pretty substantial, I mean, it's a 50% damage loss, right? Because you're losing 50% crit damage, and everybody in that team is essentially sitting at 100% crit rate. So you're losing out on like a significant amount of damage, unfortunately. And like I said, I don't know this guy, so I can't like bully him into putting the key on there, and it's not that serious. So that's one of the reasons I'm not using this Springfield. We're still using good old Cluckers here, and I don't know what keys this guy has. He's just got Murderous Return, I think. Yeah, Murderous Return as far as common keys, and then the basic ones here. But I mean, he's got good stats. Segment 2 or calibration rank 2 weapon, but good other stats. So that's why we've been using this. Ooh, Paul says, one of my platoon mates posted a video today of his Ulrid doing a 100k crit in the last round of Gunsmoke, just for Ulrid to end up at the bottom of the damage chart. Oh yeah, it's so sad, dude. She with her new key, I feel like she actually does what she's meant to do, in that she's like really good for going around and like sniping off enemies in like hard to reach spots because of her crazy mobility, and she has a lot of synergy with, like I said, Changju and other units that just want you to attack multiple times and do multiple instances of damage. It's just that right now those are not in high demand. That's the only problem. So, okay, this is the team we're going to try. I hope I answered every question about it. Obviously, we're doing this one because this is a big damage boost. I'm not sure. I think the other team is, oh man, I've been messing around with these. These are all equally crap for the other team, but I'm not going to do the other team on stream tonight. I'm just going to do this one team. Also, this team totally doesn't brick my other run. The other run, I think, gets about 55 to 5,600 points. Because I could just load all the best gear and all the best characters onto one team and like maybe push a little higher, but then the other team's totally bricked, right? I'd be scoring like 5,100 points. So this is the team we're gonna run, and I'm gonna try and narrate what I'm doing as I do it in case you guys have any pro tips for me. I'd love to hear them. There's a couple things I'm not exactly sure in the turn order, and we'll talk about them as they come up. So, but yeah, let's get this started. I'm just happy, Paul. I'm just happy that we have a segment 6 Springfield in the platoon at all. No one had even mentioned about being super crazy about Springfield, so I'm just happy that we got one. It's just that right now, in particular for me, this is the better team comp. So we're obviously going to start with Michi's. This puts Toxic Inundation, nothing special. So we were talking about this in the other stream. Usually in the previous boss, it was better to break the boss's stability on turn 2, because then it lined up with the rest of the fight. But I did all the testing I've done on this boss, and I cannot figure it out. Maybe one of you big brains can explain why. But breaking him on turn 1 actually always nets me a significantly higher score, like 100 to 200 points higher. And I can't really figure out why, because you think it would be harder, because then his stability and his damage reduction from his passive is online at the same time his shield is online, so it's like double reducing your damage. But so you'd think it'd really butcher the run, but it actually doesn't. Then we're going to do this just so we can get false intelligence up to rip through this guy's stability super quick. This doesn't really matter. We're just going to do the skill that does the most stability. So for Tololol, we have two options. We can have either Klukai go first. This won't crack the boss's stability. So her second motorcycle zoom will also be reduced damage. So I actually, because Tolo's kind of got like nothing to do on this turn, she's actually going to go first. We're going to switch this up in the future, but right now I just want the extra stability damage on the boss here to get him low enough that I believe when Kukai does her ult, this should break the stability. Game's gonna make a liar out of me now. Yeah, it did. It's okay. We won't. I'm not gonna min-max this too hard. I believe with the proper RNG, because I'm gonna guess that was because. Which one of these is it? There's a debuff that makes the boss take extra stability damage, and it looks like it didn't even get applied. It's one of the random debuffs that Pretia can apply. And I'm guessing it never got applied at all, which would be the difference in stability. But it's not going to matter too much. Oh, Paul, so you're saying the boss gets a stacking debuff for each turn he starts stability broken? Would that really matter, though? Because he should be broken for the same number of turns. Well, -1. He would be 1 turn off. Well, no, it'd be the same amount, because turn 7 he gets it back, so he... Oh, unless it calculates before it regens his stability. I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. I could also... See, I don't like doing that personally because the first turn is kind of like a nothing turn. So, sorry, Paul was saying that if you use Dreamquake, or I'm sorry, Dreamless Night as your opening move, that will put the, as we'll see here in a second, it will put the goop under him to get the stability, or to get the weakness in there so that he takes more stability damage, which historically has not been an issue, except that one time it was. Okay, so this turn, because between Mishti and Pretia, they both self-cleansed, we're up to 6 stacks already, so we're just gonna kind of cruise on this amount of stacks for the rest of the fight. Tolol does not have shared telepathy, so we're gonna go ahead and throw that on her. This is kind of one of the weird things. This changes depending on the number of segments your Springfield has, because if you have extra segments, you get to alt and then use an ability, so it gets kind of messy. But for my count, we're just doing this. And then obviously, Klukai is going to do nothing fancy here. The only reason I'm having Klukai go first is to apply a bunch of crazy debuffs to the boss here via Pretia, where Tolol goes. This team is actually kind of comfy too as far as mobility. Pretia is going to be grabbing this box down here to the left. Wow, can I promise you, I have a high crit rate on her. This is a pretty comfy team as far as mobility, because Pretia is going to grab this crate here, and then Kukai is going to grab the crate right here, and Tolol, between her turns, is going to run up here to grab this one. Okay, Paul, that makes sense. Yeah, that it calcs before he gets the regen. So yeah, then you're right. Then he would get an extra stack of the vulnerability. So this is the turn that things get a little weird. We're gonna have... Let me think about this for a second. There is a specific way to do this. So Pretia is gonna go first, so that she burns through her turn of Dream Guardian, and then we're gonna refresh it with Michti afterwards. So normally she wouldn't go first, and this is kind of annoying because the boss has still got his debuff up, or his buff up. Yeah, the shield icon here, what's it called? Rock Solid, right? He's got that for the attack, but this way, what happens is now the the buff from Michti, what is it called? Dream Guardian has fallen off of Peritia. So when we refresh it and have her do a basic attack to rip the boss's buff off, this is now going to be active for 2 turns on her, right? So now during all this turn's support attacks, it'll be active. So it does make a small difference. This turn we're going to have, I believe we just got 6 stacks or 3. So we're going to have Tolo go first before Springfield, burn up these shared telepathy stacks, and then we're going to have Springfield refresh it. But before we do that, we'll just have Lukai do the zoom. And you're gonna, yeah, this is like what you were saying. Crazy amount of stability just gets ripped off this boss from the Peritia, Klukai, and Hydro combo. Because the boss has got false intelligence, I believe, still from Springfield. Like this is just like silly amounts of defense or stability shred. All right, we're just gonna get up here in the box here. Then Tolo's gonna go. Her first attack will not grab the buff, which is what we want. And then second attack and onwards, we're gonna grab the buff and work our way back over to the box here. Yeah, my Pretia isn't even like correctly min-maxed, but we did manage to break the shield. So we'll reapply the Shared Telepathy and go on to the next turn here. Okay, I don't know if you saw, but there was a cleanse. I believe that was from Michti's. It might have been from Nightmare Shroud. But anyway, the cleanse happened across the turn, so we actually should have 2 turns on Critical Cascade. So we don't really need to worry about the turn order as far as like who goes when. Think about this for a moment. I want to say Peritia goes first because Michti has to do something kind of goofy this turn. So Michti's going to be using Dreamquake this turn, so that next turn she has enough to do Dreamless Night and refresh the Dream Guardian stacks. So because it kind of messes it up a little bit, because we're doing Dreamquake, this is an AoE attack. It's going to trigger. You'll see it. It'll trigger an action support from Peritia here. So we want to dump all of Pretia's Confectants first. And also I should probably throw up this before we start. Actually, it shouldn't matter for this. Let me think about this for a moment. These won't... None of this matters for... We'll do Michti first, just because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure none of these buffs matter for corrosion units. So there's a... It's like when I'm doing this, I like really have to stop and like min-max the action sequence to make sure that I don't like have buffs fall off and like lots of other goofy stuff. And we just zoom. That's what I like about Klukai. She's the only unit I don't have to think about. I just hit the alt button. To be fair, Paul, so Paul says, I feel bad when people ask about how to break the shield, and the answer is just hit the boss harder. And you are 100% correct. It's just... The boss is a little weird, right? Because he has the damage reduction while the shield on, it's kind of like a punish you more mechanic, right? If you have good burst damage and you have like some cracked units, you break the shield faster, which means the shield is not up to reduce more attacks, right? Like it's one of those things where it's like bursting the shield down and breaking through it like actually helps the team's DPS in more than one way. So it is kind of like a gear check. It's definitely not does not feel good if you're struggling to break it. Like you're getting punished twice, right? Like you can't break the shield, so you can't actually hurt him. And then in addition to that, because you can't break the shield, he's also getting his 30% damage reduction for longer. So it like really feels bad. And it's like, yeah, it's like there's no real like way you can outskill it either. It's just like, I don't know, calibrate better gear or something, or buy more segments. I think we're on track. I'm looking at the score right now. I think at the end of this turn, we should be at like 4,900-ish. And then we should be able to get to like... we'll see. We're some small... I said that turn 1 with the stability might have pushed it back more than I wanted. This turn, same thing. So Michti is going to have to use Dreamless Night, but she is not in turbo mode anymore. She's in patch mode, so that's all she's going to be able to do. So it's going to fall on Pretia's shoulders to cleanse the boss's debuff this turn. So we're going to grab this and come back over here to stand in the AoE. Actually, to right here, because I want the bonus leftover movement for the extra damage from her passive. Every 1 point of extra mobility increases the damage of your attacks. We're going to shift Springfield over 1. That shouldn't affect anything. But Preeti is going to use to fix erosion. This is her job for turn 5 to cleanse it. And because we did it in that order, I believe she lost her last stack of... Yep, okay, so we're out of Dream Guardian, which is perfect. Because now we're going to re-put it back up. This turn, I believe Tololol will run out of shared telepathy. So once again, we're going to have Tololol go before Springfield. Yeah, we're just back to fuckers. This isn't... Oh, man, this sucks. We're going to be a teeny tiny bit short. It is what it is. Now, this should not be reduced, because this should cause a stability break, because we do have corrosion implanted. So this actually shouldn't matter. We'll see. Oh man, it hurts. It hurts seeing all these non-crits. 80% crit chance. You still can't do it. Next up is Tololol. We want her to go. Same thing. First attack, not grabbing the box. Second attack onward, we grab the box. Paul says it's both a DPS check and a mechanics check, because the buffs from Dispelling and Cleansing help you break the shield, but you still need to do 300,000 in 1 turn. Yeah, you're right. It's definitely extra painful when people ask about like breaking the shield, yeah, and they don't even have someone to remove the rock solid, because the rock solid buff, if I can find which one gives it to him. This one, it also increases defense, right? So it's like, not only do you want to cleanse this because, well, you want to cleanse it for like 3 reasons. 1, gives him 30% defense. That needs to go. 2, he's going to stun your units if it's still up at the end of the turn. 3, if you remove it, it gives him splinter defense here, which lowers his defense. So if you don't remove the buff, not only are you in like an uphill battle versus the amount of... Oh, made a mistake there, almost clicked that. Not only are you in uphill battle about like defense, like how much extra defense, it's a, you know, instead of 30% extra, he's got 30% less. He's, you know, also going to stun your units at the end of the turn. So yeah, it's not fun to watch people not cleanse the debuff. All right, we are now way behind on points. That was unfortunate. We'll see if we can make it up this turn, because this is a big burst damage turn. Let me just make sure that I'm not going to drop any buffs. All right, we got 2 turns on Dream Guardian and Critical Cascade. That should be fine. What about here? Do we... Okay, so we do need Pretia to go first, because otherwise we're going to drop the buff on Michti. So by Pretia going first and not moving, it's going to self-cleanse too, and that'll refresh it for the whole team. This is, like I said, this is one of the weirder min-maxes for this particular team, but now we can go back to normal. Springfield's going to get a double turn this turn, but it won't matter for anything important, because Tololol's already got enough shared telepathy for this turn and the following turn, so we don't need to use Opportune Assistance. So I think we're literally just going to spam this on him. Isn't it funny when the healer crits for 30,000? Okay, and then doesn't crit. That's what I get for talking. Although to be fair, she doesn't have a lot of crit like rate on her. Oh yeah, dude, I'm poor, Paul. I can't afford it. I can't afford segment 6. I just have to live on the goodwill of others. Oh, believe me, dude, if this was a segment 6 Springfield and I was having trouble getting a kill, I don't even know what I would say about myself. I would be like disappointed Asian dad, but at myself. I did mess something up in the order because in previous runs, these follow-ups from pre-tier were critting for 20,000 instead of 18,000, so something got janky here. Yeah, this is segment 1 Springfield, segment 2 Tololo. Yeah, I'm looking at the score right now. I don't think we're gonna crack my previous high score of 58-20, I think it was. I think we're gonna be a little low. So this turn, is there an order? Let me think about this. We have, yes, we want Mishi to go first. Remove the buff from the boss. Then we want Springfield to put her buff up. Do I want it in this order? Yes, because it won't matter for Pretia. It will trigger an attack from Pretia, so I think we grab this first. This is a tough one because I also want false intelligence up ASAP. We're gonna do Paritia's only because I don't think it's gonna matter a ton. We should still break the stability before Kukai does her second motorcycle attack. Dun 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 dun, and then we're gonna have Toll go in the end. Hopefully the shield will be down, and it'll just be free damage on the boss. $58.36. Thank you. Thank you, Scoop Scoop. You're outing me, dude. You're making it look like I'm like bragging to people, but I'm not. There we go. These are the 22,000 damage follow-ups. Oh, dude, this is actually incredibly low compared to my previous runs. It's a disaster, guys. It's a disaster. Click, click. I'm clicking, I promise you. Alright, well, I think we're cashing this one in just because, you know, I'm a man of my word, and I said we're doing a Gunsmoke run. Big sad, guys. We're not making the big 5,800. No new records today. Because Klukai's dot's gonna trigger one more time, but that's gonna be a little short. Crit RNG was not with us. That turn 1 really did stick with us all the way through the run. What if I rewind all the way to turn 1 right now? Does that count? Oh, does that count as the same run? No, I won't do that. I'm gonna go cry in a corner now. Oh my god! 1 point off. 1 point off the 5,800. The game really wanted to make a point. Okay, well, and I also wasn't paying attention to the boss's HP bar, but I think we were down to like 16-ish HP bars left. Let's look at the sad damage stats. Yeah, this is Let me. I could. I'm not going to waste my time, but I'm pretty sure this is like a good 60,000 below last run. The one I was talking to Scoopadoop. Yeah, this one's a little low. Tolo's about the same. Klukai is about the same. So we just had some unfortunate RNG. Maybe I'll sweat it out even harder next time. Big sad. We didn't. What was my? No, not this one. Yeah, 58.36. That was the highest I got so far. Oh well. Just gotta go get more segment 6, or go get more Springfield dupes. That's the answer. But this won't completely break my other run. I won't do it tonight on stream, but the other run I'm probably gonna end up doing is this fire team has been actually surprisingly good. With just, I've done it with both this Klukai and even the Springfield, the segment 6 Springfield. This was actually, like, dude, segment 6 Springfield, I mean, this fight is tailored to her, but she was just dumping damage on the boss. So this actually ended up being almost the same as the Klukai run. It just feels less, it feels better because Chongju gets to do all her follow-up attacks, as opposed to just only getting 2, sometimes less attacks, because sometimes Centrisi has to ult to get more stacks of the crit damage buff. So it just feels really awkward running this team, because poor Chongju never gets to max out the number of follow attacks. But with segment 6 Springfield, all the little bird attacks, they all trigger her follow-up, so you get to see Chongju at her full power. But it actually, weirdly enough, scores about the same as with a segment 6 Klukai, so... That's that. What else? Paul says I'm like way behind on the chat because I was like really trying to see if I could bail myself out of the embarrassment of the sub 5800 run, but you know, no good. Yeah, Paul says I saw a screenshot today of someone getting 2 kills in the final run, got 6,041, which I'm assuming that means that was a 3-run attempt, and like the last run, Paul says I could feel the bitterness. Yeah, he just a teeny bit short. Yeah, dude, the devs they got into the stream and they're like, okay, change the RNG on the back end right now. So Scooper, this guy on the point ring, and this is the guy I'm borrowing the Klukai from. He's our whale in the platoon. So he's got the advantage of, the reason he can get those scores is because, I don't know if we see it here. I shouldn't really be doing this on stream. These people are probably getting mega flack. Oh, he didn't even do it today. He probably just hit auto battle today. But he can run his segment 6 Klukai and then borrow that other guy's segment 6 Springfield. So he can have the wombo combo of damage. Meanwhile, I can only borrow one of those 2 units. So I'm at a pretty severe disadvantage. Oh, I do, Willie. Yes, we do. We do have an open slot. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that your platoon died out. But yeah, shoot me a message. I think you're on my friends list. But if not, shoot me a little message here in game, and then I'll link you the invite to the platoon. We have open slots and a couple guys that are like just waiting to be removed because they haven't logged on in like 10 days or longer even. So yeah, I can hook you up. We're definitely on track. Now that I outed everybody, I was like, it's too late to undo what I've done. But I think we're still on track for top 4. Yeah, top 4%. So. But yeah, so we did that. That was the big event for tonight. What can we can do challenge modes with the rental units? We'll see. Oh wait, I forgot. Are they gonna give me this segment 5 million units again? Oh, come on. Come on, really? This is what, segment like 4? Well, we'll try it. It's better. I mean, it'll be more difficult than if I use my own units, but I don't think by much. what's the plan here? Just kill everything? Wow, that's a lot of guys. And then, I mean, it's like, does it even really matter? Yeah, you're just gonna one-shot everything. Yeah, okay. And then we'll throw up that on Tololol, and she can immediately start out. I didn't check. Does Tolol have lots of segments? Ooh, she does not. Okay, she's got a couple. She's segment 2, right? Segment 2. Okay. Let's have her... I don't feel like going over there to kill that guy. We're gonna go here. So with... I think segment 2 can do it this way, right? You can do the alt into supernova. I think this works. Nope, I goofed. Oh, she doesn't. That's why, because she doesn't have her expansion key. Okay, well, don't die, Tololo. Why is Sharkery here? I mean, sure, man. You never Sharkery, man. You just do your thing, man. What? Who invited you? I thought it was like thematic or something. Like maybe it was like all the cafe units, but like, you know, Tololol's not part of the cafe. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I forgot how she works. Will this kill? Yeah, sure. Dude, I got that. Oh my god, Wooly, I got that. This is embarrassing to admit. I got the Hong Kong Star Rail brain rot because you said Cypher is pretty interesting, and I immediately thought of the unit Cypher. I'm like, wait, what? Like, what game are we talking about? All right, Tolol, you activate the button and just be cool, I guess. She get a couple kills. She can't kill everybody though. I hate these deers because they stun people, and you know they're just mean. Yeah, you know what? If Sharkery dies, I'm okay with it. Ooh, but I don't want Springfield to die. I like Springfield. Can we come to here? I mean, you know, the little voice in the back of my head says, like, don't stand out in the open, but these guys aren't aggroed, right? Surely nothing could go wrong. Can I get a hit off on this guy at all? Oh, damn. Ooh, dude, Xiaowei, whoa, calm down, dude. The hero that we need. Dude, and then be over here, dude. Yeah, dude, it's a Radical Link. I was literally thinking that exact same thing too. For those of you guys who missed it last time the inverse cipher was up, I'm like, I'm gonna do one of these real quick. Surely it'll be fast and easy. And it, spoiler, it was not fast nor easy. I mean, it was easy, but I was just too stupid to figure it out. And what turned into like a 5-minute exercise ended up being like 300% of my brain power, which was too much. And it took like 20 minutes. It was so embarrassing. So yeah, radically, because of that, I also have PTSD, so I also kind of don't want to participate. Look at this big brain move. We're gonna go 1 inch away. So yeah, I'm also a little a little nervous to say we're gonna do the inverse cipher blind on stream. I think we will, just because we're gonna run out of stuff to do here in about a second. Because I don't think any more of these are open. Oh wait, we got one more open. No, Wooly. So this week has been kind of an... I say this every time. I feel like I repeat myself all the time. I've been super busy this week, I know. big surprise. Because like every game, there's some real life games that had a bunch of stuff going on. Hong Kong Star Rail had its big patch. This game had its big patch, and Gunsmoke. Mostly I spent a lot of my time this week testing with Gunsmoke stuff because I wanted to mess around with the new boss, and I wanted to kind of just like see some different team comps. And then I was like, I spent like almost an entire evening testing Ulrid because I didn't have her before. So I was like really kind of like fine-tuning for myself. I mean, I guess I could have looked up a guide, right? But I was like checking out all the different rotations for Ulrid as far as like what's the best way to use her Whirlwind, Blade Whirlwind. Like, you know, is it 3-1-1 or, you know, alternate or whatever. So, is there anything I need to think about for this? No, I don't think so. We're gonna do this. Actually, I want to kill this stupid sniper up here first. Get him. Get him, birdie. What's the bird's name? Tarzan? Can never remember its name. Yeah, it's Taryiz. Let's do this. I probably want to kill this guy. I think these guys taunt. Tololol, you're supposed to crit. And then she doesn't have her expansion key, right? We're back to the same problem. Yeah, she's not gonna get a triple turn. We'll just do this then. I mean, the smart man says finish off that unit, but we can just have Sabrina counterattack anybody who dares threaten the team. Yeah, let's do that. Dude, you're not a frog enjoyer, Chada? Dude, Kermit the Frogs, they're awesome. Well, actually, they're not. They're like fat, obese Kermit the Frogs that are not friendly. Yes, let's do this. Go, Sabrina, do the thing. Oh no, I must be out of range. Mistakes were made. Lana, watch out! Somebody do something! Let's... This is really annoying, because there's no way for me to get across this like middle section because of these walls here. Maybe this thing can get destroyed if we keep targeting this enemy. We'll have Springfield finish this guy off. We'll have... I mean, part of me... Dude, Lotta, can you be the champion and just kill all these guys? You kind of can. Ooh, you kind of can. Yes! Goated with the sauce. The big burst turn. And then we'll have... Tololol... Oops, she needs vision. Oh, it's gonna kill him. Damn it. I need to attack this guy twice so that I break this piece of cover because it's got 2 endurance left. Although doesn't Sabrina break cover automatically? Let's see. Yes, destroys all cover. See, we're using the units as Yuzhong intended. There we go. Now we're doing it, boys. And do this. Get a free turn, and I actually position myself like a dummy, so I can't... Yeah, whatever. We're just gonna do this to aggro them all. If I was smart, I would have moved up further when I did that first attack. So I could have maybe got around to the side of one of these guys. Oh, they're comboing me! She get paralysis from that? No, she did not. We're fine. Like, play the game as, you know, they intended. Let's do this. We'll put... I should check. Does she have the key that puts Hydro weakness? Yeah, she does. Cool. So if we do this... Tololol should be able to... Ooh, will she get an extra turn, though? She'll get 1, 2... No, she won't. Kind of gross. Can Sabrina get an extra turn? Or not an extra turn, like a good... Not really. I just stand out in the open, guys. You think we're good? She's got quick cover, right? Yeah, she'll be fine, dude. She's a quick barrier. She's thick. I see all them hamburgers. I had pizza tonight, actually. You know, in honor of her. Oh, that's right. I can't do anything. Lotta went a little too crazy that last turn. Yeah, we'll have her just come to there. She's so thick. I kind of wish she had that that fixed key that turns, I think it's this ability, into like the big AoE around her in every direction. I mean, I don't know. We'll just have her. I don't know, man. I don't know. Just what are we doing here, guys? What's the point of this game? Yeah, Lotta will surely Lotta will finish him off. But this isn't really that thrilling, guys. I apologize. They give me... We did this one time on stream, and it was actually difficult. It was like 3 events ago, though. They gave us like no segment. It was all segment 0 units, and they were kind of undergeared. But now they're just like throwing cracked out units at us, and it's not even remotely difficult. I apologize. I wanted to entertain you, but I'm not entertained, so there's no way you could be entertained. But I can do this. I can say, okay, we're gonna do one inverse cipher really quick before the stream ends, because boy, this shouldn't be that hard, right? Well, he says between overtime at work and trying to be a normal human, bouncing between 2 gotchas, dude. I feel you there. I feel you. New modes and chapters, it ain't happening. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell, dude. It's like, I appreciate that everybody's putting out cool content that I want to play, but you know, can we have like a gotcha meeting where we all... Alright, I think we can do it. I think this... Is it literally this simple, guys? Could the gotcha companies all have a meeting where they all schedule their gotchas at the same time? Right? Or like not at the same time, is the opposite of what's happening. I want them to schedule them at different times. Okay, guys, is it literally this easy? Uh-oh. Oh, maybe it is. Maybe it literally is this easy. Awesome, dude. Okay, great. You know, I hope that cleared up any questions anybody has. You know, thanks for coming out to the stream. Feel free to subscribe to my Patreon for more pro tips like that. I'll have a secret subscribers only strategy guide coming out in the next few days for Inverse Cipher number 2. Thanks. It really was that easy. I'm not gonna jinx it. Now we are actually gonna end the stream for tonight, and it's not just because we're gonna go out on a do you even call that a high note? Like, I don't even know what you call that. But I'm gonna go gamble in other games now. And next week next week we'll have a new boss for good old expansion drill here. Gunsmoke Frontline will finally be over. The suffering will end. And we'll have all the challenge modes, I think, unlocked. Why does it do this, dude? It just like, it pranks me. It makes me think there's an event or a notice. I want to keep going woolly, but I did have some other things I needed to do, unfortunately. I'm just double checking my brain here. I'm like I'm poking through my own brain to make sure I didn't forget anything, but I think that should be everything. So we're gonna end it there. Thanks, guys, for coming out and chilling with me for an hour. I will approve, Wooly, when you apply to the platoon or whatever. I will approve that. I will do whatever other things I was supposed to do and I promised I would do. I'm working on, I think I'm going to be doing a guide for Springfield, but I think I'm going to do a really chill, like low effort guide. But I got a little more stuff I want to do some testing. Like I said, this week there's so many new units and so much fun stuff to do. So, but thank you all for coming out. Thank you for the luck on the Hoyoverse RNG, which has been the bane of this game, like the opposite luck that I gave in this game. So hopefully I'll summon all that luck from last week. We'll do it again. So, but yeah, thanks for coming out, everybody. I will catch you in the next one. See ya.